Have you ever found yourself sitting alone in the quiet of your home and realizing that the silence feels heavier than it used to? The clock ticks softly. The sunlight moves slowly across the wall. You look around, everything is the same, and yet something inside feels different. Maybe the phone doesn't ring as often. Maybe the house feels a little too big now. Or maybe, deep down, you've started to wonder, is this what getting older is supposed to feel like? If that thought has ever crossed your mind, my friend, you're not alone. Loneliness and sadness after 60 are far more common than most people realize. In fact, in the United States, more than 1 in 3 older adults say they often feel lonely even if they live with family or see people every week. But loneliness isn't just about being alone. It's about feeling unseen, feeling forgotten, feeling like the world has moved on and somehow you didn't get the invitation to keep up. I want to tell you something important. What you're feeling does not mean you're broken. It does not mean you're weak. It means you're human. Your heart still longs for connection, for warmth, for meaning, and that in itself, something beautiful. As we grow older, life changes in ways we never quite expect. Our routines fade. Our circle of friends grows smaller. Sometimes we retire from our work, and suddenly, the purpose that filled our days is gone. Children grow up. Grandchildren get busy. The faces we used to see every day slowly disappear from our world, and what's left behind is the quiet. A quiet that can feel peaceful, but also painfully empty. There's a truth that many older adults in America never say out loud. Loneliness can be exhausting. It doesn't just make you sad, it can make your body ache, your sleep restless, your mind cloudy. Science now shows that chronic loneliness can harm our health just as much as smoking or obesity. It can raise blood pressure, weaken the immune system, and even shorten lifespan. But let's take a breath here, because understanding the problem is the first step to healing it. Loneliness is not your fault. It's not a sign that you've failed at aging gracefully. It's simply a reflection of how deeply you've lived, how much you've loved, how many people you've cared for, how many moments once filled your life. And now, when those things grow quieter, your heart feels the space they once took up. That's not emptiness. That's love, looking for a new direction. There's a fine line between loneliness and depression. At first, they might look the same. Both can make you tired, unmotivated, and uninterested in things you used to enjoy. But depression is different. It's deeper. It's like living under a quiet, heavy rain that never quite stops. You might wake up and feel like there's no reason to get out of bed. You might feel worthless or guilty for things that aren't your fault. You might smile for others, but inside, everything feels gray. If that sounds familiar, please remember, depression is not a sign of weakness. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's an illness, one that can heal with time, care, and help. In America today, many older adults hide their depression because they were raised to stay strong, to handle it on their own. But the truth is, strength doesn't mean silence. Strength means reaching out. It means saying, I need a little help right now. There are doctors, counselors, and community programs who truly understand what you're going through. There are support groups where people your age share the same feelings and slowly find their way back to light. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is simply to talk to someone, even if it's just once, even if it's just a few words, because healing doesn't start with a grand plan. It starts with connection. Let's take a moment and imagine something simple. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, you open the curtains. You let the sunlight spill across the room. You take a deep breath, and for a moment, you just feel the day begin. That single moment is powerful. It's a reminder that life is still here, and you are still part of it. Healing from loneliness and depression isn't about changing everything. It's about changing one small thing again and again, until your world starts to open up. Start by going outside, even for 5 minutes. Walk down the block. Notice the sky. Listen to the birds. Smell the air after the rain. Those little pieces of life are medicine for the soul. Next, Reconnect. Call a friend, even if it's been years. Join a community class, maybe yoga, painting, or gardening. Volunteer somewhere that needs you, because when we give to others, we remind ourselves that we still matter. And if you're not ready to go out, start small. Write a letter. Join an online group. Share your story. Sometimes connection begins with just one word on a screen. It's okay to take it slow. You've earned the right to move at your own pace. In the second half of our story, we'll talk about rebuilding purpose, how to rediscover joy, meaning, and connection in a world that often moves too fast. Because the truth is, after 60, your story isn't ending. It's just turning the page to a new chapter, one where peace, love, and light can still find their way back to you. There's a question many people ask quietly after 60. What's my purpose now? For so many years, life was filled with goals, raising a family, building a career, caring for others. And then, one day, much of that structure fades. We wake up and realize the schedule is empty. No one needs us in quite the same way, and that can hurt. Because purpose isn't just about staying busy. It's about feeling that our presence still matters. Here's the good news. Purpose doesn't disappear with age. It simply changes shape. Maybe your purpose now is to share wisdom, to tell the stories no one else can tell. Maybe it's to listen, truly listen to someone who needs to be heard. Maybe it's to nurture yourself after years of giving to everyone else. Or to create something, a garden, a painting, small piece of beauty that only you could bring into the world. You see, purpose doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be yours. Even something as simple as feeding a stray cat, or smiling at a cashier, or sending a kind note to a neighbor. Those are small acts of purpose. They say, I am still here. I still matter. And that truth can begin to heal loneliness more than anything else. Let's talk about connection, the thing our hearts crave most deeply. Connection isn't always found in crowds or social events. Sometimes it's in the smallest, quietest places. It's in the way your neighbor waves when you get the mail. It's in the sound of laughter from your grandchildren on the phone. It's in the warmth of a pet curling up beside you, or the voice of a friend saying, I was just thinking about you. Human connection doesn't have an age limit. In fact, it often becomes richer as we grow older. Because when you've lived long enough, you stop caring about small talk and start caring about what's real. If you've lost people along the way, friends, family, a partner, I want you to remember this. Love never truly leaves us. It changes form, but it never disappears. Every memory, every lesson, every bit of love you gave or received still lives quietly inside you. It becomes the strength you use to love again. So reach out, say hello to someone new, join a local group, even if it feels awkward at first. Attend a book club, a walking group, a senior center activity, a church gathering. You never know, the person sitting next to you might be just as nervous, just as lonely, just as ready to connect. And when you take that first step, the world begins to open up again. Healing from loneliness isn't only about the heart. It's also about caring for your body and mind. Simple habits can make a powerful difference. Eat real food, fresh fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins. Drink water. Get a little sunlight each day. Move your body, even gentle movement counts. Stretch, walk, dance in your kitchen if you want to. Every step sends a signal to your brain that says, I'm still alive, I'm still moving forward. And don't forget your mind. Read something new. Learn a skill, a small project, a scrapbook, a photo album, a new recipe. The brain thrives on novelty, and curiosity is one of the most powerful antidotes to sadness. You don't have to fix everything at once. You don't have to wake up joyful every morning. Healing is not a straight line. It's a slow unfolding, like sunlight returning after a long winter. One of the quietest, yet strongest ways to ease loneliness is through gratitude. Each morning, try whispering 3 small things you're thankful for. A warm cup of coffee, the sound of birds outside your window, a memory that still makes you smile. Gratitude doesn't erase sadness, but it reminds your heart that beauty still exists. Even in the simplest corners of life, mindfulness helps too. It teaches us to live in this moment, not the past we miss, Not the future we worry about, but the present that's unfolding right now. When you wash the dishes, feel the water on your hands. When you take a walk, notice the air, the light, the sound of your footsteps. These small acts bring your mind home to your body and your body home to the world. And that, my friend, is how we begin to feel whole again. Sometimes loneliness lingers because we carry guilt. We replay old mistakes, lost opportunities, words we wish we had said, or things we wish we hadn't. But please hear this. You did the best you could with the knowledge and strength you had at the time. Forgive yourself for being human. Forgive others too, not because they always deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Letting go of guilt doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing your heart to make room for new light. When you forgive yourself, you tell your inner voice, it's okay. I can begin again. And that's where hope quietly walks back in. So here you are, a heart that has lived, loved, lost, and learned. You've survived so much already. Even in the moments when you felt most alone, you kept going. That, right there, is courage. It's easy to think that aging means shrinking, becoming smaller, quieter, invisible. But the truth is the opposite. With every year, you've gathered wisdom, patience, and a depth of love the younger world can barely imagine. You are not finished. You are simply entering a new chapter, one where you can live on your own terms, with gentleness and grace. If tonight the quiet feels too heavy, light a candle, turn on soft music. Let yourself feel, truly feel, without judgment, without hurry, and then whisper to yourself, I am still here. I am still me, and I still have time, because you do. You still have mornings to wake up to, laughter to share, hands to hold, stories to tell. You still have life, beautiful, imperfect, precious life. So reach out tomorrow, make that call, join that class, smile at someone new, even the smallest. Act can change the direction of your day and maybe someone else's too. Loneliness and depression after 60 are real, but they do not define you. You are not your sadness. You are not your silence. You're a whole person, worthy of love, connection, and peace. Remember, you are never too old to start again. You are never too late to find joy. You are never truly alone, because somewhere out there, someone needs the light that only you can give. This is your time to breathe again, to open your heart, to live, not just survive, because every sunrise is a new beginning, and so are you.